the Dani Cutler Show on independent radio KWSS 93.9 FM, and we are streaming at kwss.org. I hope everyone is doing well. And those of you who are listening on 93.9 FM, you can't see this lovely lady, but I do have Jasmine here, who is also Faun Flora. And those of you watching the Zoom, well, there she is. So hello there, Jasmine.
Hello. Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. How have you been?
I've been great. I've just been living life and enjoying doing all the things with music and
That's
yeah, how have you been
wonderful.
doing?
Oh, just I'm happy that we're kind of getting to the other side of this pandemic.
Yeah,
And things feel like they're starting to get more normal. We're certainly not completely normal yet, but
right.
it's nice to get out again a little bit.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's been really
Yeah.
nice.
And see some live music, play some live music, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So it's been good. It's been good. So you managed to keep busy during the pandemic too, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just been writing a bunch of stuff. Like in the beginning, I definitely sat down and wrote a bunch of songs that I haven't even begun to like look at again since I've written them. So I'm about to like uncover the vault and see what I have.
Like, what did I write a year ago when I was
Right.
like crazy insane, not knowing where the world was going? What did I write?
Definitely.
It could be quite interesting to open that up again.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Well, let's back up a little. I mean, a few years ago, I did have you on the show in the studio with Danny Dirac, and that was a fun time. That was the first time I had met you.
Yeah.
And but it's been a few years. We all have kind of short memories.
Right. Yeah.
So let's go back and let's get some background on you and Faun Flora. How long? What got you into music? How did this all begin?
So I first started playing music when I was a little kid. I grew up with my dad playing piano and always singing songs for us in the household. And then I watched my older brother pick up guitar and he got into metal.
Nice.
So I was kind of growing up with like these different genres in my house and I was showing like an interest in piano as a kid. So my parents enrolled me in some piano classes when I was younger, and I guess I just decided that I wanted to learn things on my own. And so I was like, I'm gonna quit these classes and just play when I feel like it and learn whatever songs I want to feel like playing. Um, and so all throughout elementary and junior high, I was that little kid who was bringing her guitar to school and like playing for her peers, and her peers would like ask for songs to be played, and it was really fun. And in high school, I decided to join a choir class in my junior year, and that kind of like gave me a little bit of confidence to start like playing on stage and singing in coffee shops and everything. And that's actually when I released my first singer-songwriter single under my old moniker Jasmine Alexis. um
Wow.
yeah, that's when I released In the Darkness, and a lot of my friends and family were very supportive of it, and I was just like, oh well, I'll just like keep writing stuff and showing my friends. And pretty soon after senior year of high school, I started Faun Flora back in 2017 and just decided, I wanted to start experimenting with producing music and releasing it and just see where it was taking me.
Nice.
And from then on, I got a lot of opportunities to like open up for some friends and people in the local AZ music community, and everyone's been so friendly and inviting. And from then on, I like fell in love with live performing, so now I'm just doing it for that.
That's awesome. No, it's a wonderful community. Everybody really wants to support each other, and if somebody's new on the scene, they really want to try and help them out. And even if it's starting with, hey, can you just do like a half hour acoustic set for our show and open up or whatever. But I mean, it's a little bit of a foot in the door type thing so that people can
Yeah,
get to know you.
yeah, definitely. It's
Yeah,
really
so fun.
nice.
That's probably around when I met you. It's probably around 2017 or so, right after you formed Faun Flora. Formed Faun Flora. Say that 4 times fast.
Yeah, that's a fun alliteration there.
So
um
that's probably about when.
Yeah, I think so because I remember I had just started playing live shows, and then Daniel Durack invited me to open up for her at her, I think it was her album release party in
Yeah,
January.
because I think
I
that's
think,
why she was on the show.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
she invited,
it's all
she
coming
like,
back to us.
she like randomly invited me to come interview with you one morning, and I was like, sure.
Why
And
not?
I was like, okay, this is cool.
I love it. It was fun. It was
Yeah,
fun. I
it
mean,
was
we
really,
may act like we don't remember, but now it's all coming back, and
yeah, yeah,
it was
definitely.
a good time. I got to say, going back to the choir thing, for a performance perspective, I'm sure that was just extremely helpful on how to perform and how to present yourself on stage, huh?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for one, I didn't know how to actually sing, so it definitely helps
Well,
with
it helps
that
with that too.
and and like music theory and everything, but
Yeah.
I was such a shy kid growing up during like school and just like being around people. I I knew like deep down inside I wanted to like play on stage. I just like didn't know how to get over my stage fright. And so junior year was a very it was very much a breakthrough for me because I was fighting that a lot, but I eventually just like with all the support from my awesome choir teacher and my choir friends, I just got more and more used to like singing in front of people. So
That's what
that
it
was,
is.
yeah,
It's
it was really
repetition. You
important.
just have to get out there and do it over and over, and of course it's always great to have pushes. I grew up, I was an orchestra person in high
Nice.
school. So it was orchestra and choir, the same teacher, and it was the same thing. I mean, even though I was part of this group, I was so terrified to get out there and be in front of people and actually play. And then there were a couple times I'd have solos, and it was
Oh
just,
yeah.
yeah, it's very terrifying, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But and then, but it actually helped me because when I started in radio, it was like, okay, I've got this performance, because that's all it is. It's a performance. You're performing no matter what you're doing if it's in front of people.
Right, yeah.
Right? So yeah, so now it's just like, whatever, hand me a mic, and then they're like trying to get me off stage because it's the
Uh,
opposite effect now.
right.
It's like, no, 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 the show isn't about you, you're just hosting.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh. So now you have this new single that you are releasing, and when this airs, it will be October 29th, and it is called See You at the Funeral. What
Yes.
is the inspiration behind this song? Give us some background.
So I wrote "See You at the Funeral" during the pandemic. um, Obviously, everyone was going through like a lot of hardships, a lot of personal experiences with death and everything, and I was also dealing with an emotional death at the time. I just like realized that my time with a special relationship was coming to an end, and I kind of was just moved to sit down. I guess I was going through like an existential crisis a little
Honey,
bit.
I think we all were. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. So I was just at the time I was thinking a lot about like the importance of relationships and recognizing and realizing, the precious time that you have with the people that you love. Um, and I was also kind of just wanting to play around with the idea of like the funeral rites of passage, which I learned about like a long time ago when I took like I took this death and dying class
Ooh,
back in like a couple years ago and learned all about that in like different cultures. And so it was just a combination of those things that the song kind of just like came to fruition by itself.
okay, okay. And do you have a
Yeah.
video for it as well?
That is coming up.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool. I won't get too far ahead of you. Don't worry. So, well, it's a beautiful song. And you also said online that you're returning to the more intimate side of your songwriting. So it seems like over the years you've had a bit of a progression in your music.
Yeah, I feel like with my last EP that I released before the pandemic, that was more of like an experimental situation where I kind of went with a more like pop direction, with like the production of my music. The producer I was working at the time, working with, his name was Halen. Um, he's a super great guy, and working with him was really great. But this was a little bit more of a return to like how I began with music, with just like the more acoustic singer-songwriter stuff, and it includes more of like my own production. So this is like basically what you heard or what you would hear me create in my own bedroom, and I just ended up taking it to another producer, Corey Spots, who make it he
Ah,
made it like
yes, we know
sound.
Corey. Yes,
Yeah,
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 yeah.
Corey.
He's great.
Ah,
Um
look, you got a visitor.
this is sorry, I should have warned you. This is
It's
Maya.
totally fine. Oh my goodness, that's so great.
She likes to she likes attention.
The door has been closed too long.
Yeah,
Oh
she
my gosh, that's funny. For those who will be listening on the radio, Jasmine's cat just like busted open the door and sauntered in like she owns the place, which I'm
yeah.
sure she does. Oh,
Oh, hi.
oh, so cute, so
This is
cute.
Maya.
But yeah, so good. Corey Spot's great producer. So
Yeah, he's amazing, and he basically just took what I had and turned it into a better quality version of it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And so it's a little bit more of like the original Jasmine Alexis
nice.
style, I guess.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Are you happy with that? Going back to that, your roots, if you will.
Definitely, because and even though it's like kind of going back to my roots, it's still like an updated version of like I'm going in the direction that I want to go
Yeah.
with my style.
Yeah, cool. What do you want people who hear the single to take from it as they're listening?
I honestly, I what I say a lot is I want people to make their own story out of it. I mean, this is obviously a song that's about grieving and um, just kind of thinking about those special relationships. So, if anything, just about that and like making them want to value and spend more time with their loved ones, especially the ones that you take for granted for sure.
Yeah. Oh, very nice. Very
Yeah,
nice. And having everybody connect to it kind of their own way.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. So is anything once this is released, do you have any events or shows coming up in the near future or far future?
Um, I guess I have a couple things coming up. All I can say is just keep an eye out because I'm not allowed to say
No,
anything.
it's all good. So on that note, then how can people keep in touch and follow along with you?
Definitely stay up to date on the social medias. I'm uh, probably most active on Instagram, but if you want to like come and hang out with me on my live streams, I stream on Twitch a lot, and
Nice.
that's where you'll kind of hear all the good secrets as well.
Oh, very nice. And it's Faun Flora everywhere.
Yeah, twitch.tv/it's Faun Flora. And basically, that's my handle
Right.
everywhere.
People search for Fawn Flora, it'll pop up on any of those social media sites or probably Twitch too. So
Definitely.
Twitch is becoming a really big deal, I've noticed. I mean, Sydney started doing her Mondays, before she made it big and went off to tour.
Right. Which is so awesome. It's been
Oh,
so cool to see her like
I
take
know.
off like that.
I
It's so
have
cool.
loved stalking her on this tour. I'm just so proud of her. I mean, I've got the nickname Scene Mom, and my Scene Mom is just like so proud of my child. It's
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
proud of all my local music babies.
We love.
Oh my goodness. Well, Jasmine, thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little while. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much again for having me. It's been awesome.
Oh, it's wonderful. You're welcome anytime. And eventually I'll have you come on over and hang out with me in person for sure. So,
Yes. That'll
yeah.
be
So the
fun.
single is See You at the Funeral, and it is released on October 29th, which, whenever you're watching this, could be today, could be tomorrow. Who knows? Could be yesterday.
Right.
And now you're going to hear it in the 939 local spotlight here on 93.9 FM KWSS. See you at the funeral.